Okay, tomorrow you're going to have a second half to the chapters 1 through 3, like your construction packet. You're going to have the second half to that exam. You can use your notes, but what it's going to do is it's going to be like terms for chapters 1 through 3. So like I said, it's going to be an open notes things. There will be true, false, fill in the blank, and then just some figures that you're going to have to fill in the measures. But that will be tomorrow. It's going to be the second half of that construction exam, so it'll be 50 points. Okay? Now, today we're going to get into chapter 4, which is on the triangle sum conjecture. And so first of all, we're going to define what triangulation is. And triangulation is a surveying procedure in which surveyors locate points or positions on a map by measuring angles and distances and creating a network of triangles. And so what we're going to do is we're starting our talk about triangles, and that's what chapter 4 will entail. All about triangles, everything you wanted to know. And so I gave you a sheet of paper. I asked you to go ahead and draw a triangle on that sheet of paper. What I want you to do now in your groups, you guys should each have a protractor. I want you to measure each of the angles of that triangle. And I want you to write in the triangle what each of the measures are. So when you get that done, I want you to go ahead and add up all of the measures in that triangle. Now when you add all those up, what do you notice about the sum? Okay, and you already know that fact. Okay, I just wanted you to illustrate that. And so now I've got a pair of scissors at each of your tables. I want you to go ahead and cut that triangle out. So you have to be really careful when you cut this out as well. Okay, so make sure you're following your lines. I want you to go ahead and cut that triangle out. And then we're going to do another activity. So go ahead and cut your triangle out. Now when everybody has theirs cut out, we're going to do a nifty little activity with it. Okay, so when you get done, you should just have a triangle like this that I'm showing you all. What I want you to do now, I don't want you to use your scissors at all. Okay. I want you to take one of the vertices here. You see how I've got it? And I want you to just rip it off. Then I want you to go to another vertice. And I want you to do the same thing. Rip it off. And I want you to put it right next to the other one. Okay? So basically what I want you to do is line up those two vertices. Then I want you to do the same thing with that third. I want you to rip that one off, and I want you to line that third up. So if you line all three of those vertices up, what do you see that it creates? It creates what?
Straight line.
It creates a straight line, which you know a straight line measures what? 120 degrees. So basically what I've done is here's one vertice right here, guys. So you notice I've got my ripped edge. Here's my other vertice here. So basically it's like, okay, and then here's my other vertice here. So I'm taking all the ripped edges and they go on the outside. Can you see that? And so when you do that, that creates another 180 degrees. So that shows, just in case your measurements were a little off, give a degree here or there. This shows once again that the sum of the measures of a triangle is 180 degrees. So basically what's ended up happening is I've showed you two different ways, and we've kind of proved that the sum of the measures of the angles in every triangle. That's why I have each of you, one of them do an obtuse, one of you do an acute. Okay, so the sum of the measures of the angles in every triangle is 180 degrees. Now you also need to get the definition of a paragraph proof down. What we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about a paragraph proof. So a paragraph proof is a deductive argument that uses written sentences to support its claim with reasons. It's one of the ways that you can prove why something occurs. And so down here, okay, there's an example, and what they want you to prove is they want you to prove that angle 2 plus angle 4 plus angle 5 is 180 degrees. So basically the triangle sum conjecture. And so we're just going to look at this and kind of walk our way through it. You're not going to have to write paragraph proofs today or anytime in the future. We're just kind of introducing things as they go. And so let's go ahead and talk. I'm going to give you a start. Okay, first of all, what do I know that 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals? 180. Why? Because it's a what? Straight line. And we know that those equal 180. Okay, so now I have to somehow figure out a way to, if you notice here, I've got angle 2 and angle 2, those are the same, right? They pair up. So really I have to figure out a way to replace 1 and 3 with 4 and 5. So let's think about that. I've got these arrows. What do those arrows mean? That the lines are parallel. Okay, so obviously they must have put that in there for a reason. Does somebody know why? Yeah. So, like, tell me which ones.
1 and 4.
So 1 and 4 are what types of angles? Alternate interior. What do you know about 1 and 4? They're the same. So basically I know now that angle 1 and angle 4 are congruent. So if they're congruent, I can interchange angle 1 with angle 4, right? What else do you know? Angle 3 and 5 are congruent. So since angle 3 and 5 are congruent, I know that I can interchange those. And so then I have angle 2 plus angle 4 plus angle 5 is 180. So we just kind of talked about a way that we could prove that. What you would then need to do is just put that into words. Okay, and that's what a paragraph proof is. That's all a proof is proving why something occurs. So now real quick, this is what your assignment's going to look like today. You're going to have a ton of triangles, and you're going to be using that triangle sum conjecture. And so if you notice, it says find the values of P and Q. So that's what I'm going to have to find. Now some of these are going to be a little easier than the one I have on here on the board. Some of them are going to be a little harder and a little more in-depth. So let's go ahead and look at this. How can I find what P and Q measure?
Add 82 and 31, subtract 1.
Okay, so basically add 82 and 31 and subtract from 180. So go ahead and do that for me. Tell me what you get. $67 degrees. And so that's not P or Q, so why'd you want to do that? So now I know what? I know that P has to be 67 degrees because P and that one are vertical angles. Vertical angles are the same. And so I know that P is 67 degrees. Now how can you find Q?
Add 2, 98, 67.
Yep. So basically I'm taking 180 minus 67 minus 98. And what does angle Q equal? 15. So there you go. Okay, pretty straightforward. You're going to use a lot of vertical angles today, I'm going to warn you. A lot of them. All right, sometimes you're going to have to find angles that maybe don't pertain to the problem, or ones that you aren't trying to find the problem in order to find the ones you need to. So your assignment today, okay, is page 203, numbers 2 through 9. So this is what I need you to do. Now remember, tomorrow we're going to have that, like chapter 1 through 3, 50-point kind of exam for the end of the quarter, and I'm going to throw that with your construction exam. Okay, so that'll be your test grade.